Yeah, baby.
Gotta move on it. Get to this viewer mail. Hey, Jim. I know, to the untrained eye, it might actually look like I work in Washington, D.C. Because obviously someone has thrown me under the bus. But actually, I'm under here voluntarily. You know, this wonderful Bluebird has a water system problem, and I'm trying to determine exactly where the leak is coming from. So I'm under here with a mirror. Oh, there you are. Ooh, roast effect. I'm under here with a mirror, and I'm going to try to... let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to try to look up here, and I'm going to put a mirror up there where I can see on top of, because this is a holding tank, and all of my plumbing is up there on top of the holding tank. And it's leaking up there very badly when I pressurize the system. I've got it to hold water. It'll hold no problem. But when you pressurize it, it leaks like crazy somewhere up here on top of this holding tank. And boy, let me widen out here. There we go. I sure don't want to have to pull this big holding tank down in order to get to the plumbing that's up there. And I also don't want to have to go through the floor of the bathroom in order to get to that plumbing. So let me see if I can see what's going on up there. Well, I can't really see what's going on up there. But what is interesting is on the drive shaft here, you can see that the counterweights are just a couple of odd-sized washers that someone has welded on here in order to balance the drive shaft. That's kind of funny. But anyway, I'm still looking for leaks somewhere up in there. And I can't really see anything. So, I don't know. I guess maybe I will get out from under here and pressurize the tank again and see if I can get back under here and see where it's leaking. Okay, so I have pressurized the water system. Now, I got repair stuff from Moen. This faucet is a Moen, and it had a lifetime guarantee. So I contacted Moen, and they sent me a little repair kit. So now, with the water system pressurized, you can see my kitchen sink works no problem. Everything's good. Same thing here in the restroom. Now you can probably hear something running. Well, I'll show you that in a minute. But you see the bathroom works no problem. Both sides, yep. Up here, shower works. Okay, yeah, it's all good. But then, come outside here. So I'm in with my city water pressure, but oh yeah, look at this mess. That's my problem. It's leaking like crazy, and it's underneath the floor of the bathroom and above this holding tank. And as you can see, it leaks badly. You know, when I was just under there looking, there are mouse turds galore on the top of that tank. Could rodents have chewed up any rubber lines there? I don't know. Most of the plumbing in this bus seems to be copper. It seems to be all like hard copper soldered and all of that. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of rubber or flexible stuff, but that's my water system problem that I'm really not sure what to do about it. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure something out because we got to have a water system that you can pressurize. Because if I don't use city pressure like I just was displaying, there's a water pump on board where I can turn on the water pump and pressurize the system, and the same thing happens. I turn on the water pump and it just runs and runs and runs and runs, and sure, I can get a little water out of the faucets and all of that, but within probably 10-15 minutes, it'll just dump all of the water in the entire holding tank out onto the ground. So I have to figure out where it's leaking there. I sure don't want to take the holding tank out, but I might have to. Well, what I have done here is I have marked off with some tape right where the worst of the leaking is. Hopefully that way, when I get underneath there on my creeper again, I have to wheel my way up a little ways and I'll be able to see pretty much right where my leak stuff is happening. But, oh boy, this bus, it could be so nifty looking. I wish there was some way that I could make it look better. I mean, this awful old stripe is just terrible, and the paint's falling off, and I've still got to polish the wheels on this side. And I think I'm going to try to open this front end. It looks to me like there are hinges here, and I think if I undo these bolts, this whole section will swing open, and then I think I can remove part of this too. So I kind of want to take this front end off just to inspect everything and see how the belts look really up close. I mean, they looked fine when I gave them the first inspection, and the hoses all looked fine, but I kind of want to just open this up and just have a good look inside. It doesn't look like it's going to be that hard. Just a repetitious bolt removal. But let's try that. Yeah, I got to figure out something to make it look better. Shouldn't be that hard. I got to do something on the cheap. I don't want to paint it. Yeah, I don't want to really paint it. Well, I don't want to paint the whole thing, obviously. But what could I do here? Let's see. How about if I just sand it smooth here and I just do like a, I don't know, like a brushed stainless steel wrap right in between the two rails here. And that'll cover this nasty wood grain stripe. And then maybe paint these, just these black like they do on regular buses. And maybe, what do you think, down here we'll cover this stripe with a continuation of chrome? How about that? What do you think? Well, oh, look at that. What do you think? I think it looks a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so back to taking the front end apart. Oh, barking dog. So I'm going to start taking off these screens. It looks like it's just little twist mounts here. I'm going to lubricate everything and then start taking out all these bolts. So I removed the screens. Well, I didn't get this bottom one yet because I got to get a different pliers to be able to get to those. But I did take off all of the bolts that go around here and started to kind of pull this open, and it looks like there's the motor from the windshield wiper is what we're catching on here. But I don't know. Let me work that down and get this the rest of the way open. I got them both open. This one seems kind of interesting. It's got some sort of a radiator here. I'm going to guess this is part of an air conditioner, but I'm not sure. It somehow has been blocked off. This looks like it should be a little like vent that you can open here, but someone has placed this foam rubber here that presses against air that holds the whole thing closed for some reason. I'm sure they had a good reason. Probably going to take it out and see just what the reasoning behind it is. I gotta clean all this out. There's some scary amount of wiring in here, but you think that's bad? Holy shit, look at that. I opened this door up, and of course we have our air windshield wiper motor. Looks like another vent that opens here. Not quite sure how that works. Oh, maybe there's a lever here that is supposed to push it open. I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can decipher what all of that is. That's our headlight. But then what this really is it's the back of the footwell. There's the brake pedal. There's the gas pedal. So this is directly to the front of the bus. And look at all that disgusting mess. It's definitely been something living in here. So I got to get my vacuum, and I have to completely sanitize up in here as best I can. But look at that wiring mess. Wow. Oh boy, it's not going to be fun trying to trace down any wiring problems. I wonder why my gas gauge doesn't work. I shouldn't even probably touch it. Oh boy, I got to try to make the gas gauge work. But boy, look at this mess. Okay, well, I think I'm going to try to take this center section off. I got the center section off. And I found out a few other things here. Like this vent is supposed to go through this little hole, this control rod, and then probably had a knob or something on it. But it works. Yeah. So that'll be nice, having fresh air right in on my feet. And I got to add a little bit of coolant to the radiator. And then on this side, I was able to find this cable that I suspect was disconnected from this vent door. And maybe this is part of like a heater core. Maybe this is like to warm air coming in, because it looks like there's ductwork back there that leads upwards where the vents are on the dash or up above the windshield in there. But this cable leads to a little knob inside, and that knob, well, let me show you. There you can see daylight where the pedals are. Anyway, that knob in here is this one on the left, and as you can see, it says fresh air, open, rotate this way, closed, rotate this way. So this should control that vent. And when I turn this, or when I had Shannon come out and turn it, the cable doesn't move at all. So I can feel something rotating here. So I'm going to have to follow that cable up to the back side of this and see what's happening with this actual where the cable connects on the back side of this knob. It feels like something in there is slipping. So if I can get that to work, then I can reintroduce the fresh air vents, and it probably comes in through here, which would be nice. And then there's some up here. I think that's part of the air conditioner, but anyway, I'm trying to get this crazy thing to work. And I took off all of these trim pieces, and I'm going to try to clean them up and maybe refinish them a little bit. And I'm going to remove these headlights, and then I'm going to do a wrap right here with to match the stainless wrap that I've started doing on the bus down the side here. So I'm going to do something kind of like this, where the kind of orange color is across the front here, and then I'm refinishing the trim pieces, and we'll see how it looks. I think it'll help it look a little bit more fresh and loved. Meanwhile, let's see if I can follow this cable. Yeah, I can see it right back there is the back of that knob. So I'm going to have to dig in there and see if I can make it work. But as you can see, I'm making it look a little bit better. I know, matter of opinion. But come on, this wrap has got to be a little better than the old crusty wood grain sticker that was falling off. So, all right, I'm going to keep working on it and check in with you again soon. Thanks for watching.